Hi, I'm Drew.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to Drewling Samantics.
Hello, I'm here, mate. How
Hello.
you doing? Good to see you. What?
Yeah, lovely to see you, Sam. And obviously, as always, Mr. Dunning, master of disguise and various roles. What have you got on your face, mate? I mean, you're missing the moustache, but you've got a little addition.
Yes. So
Tell all those that can't see.
Yeah, I'll have to explain. So something has gone and something has appeared. Yes. So anyone that tuned in on YouTube last week will have noticed that this week I do not have my 1940s Air Force moustache, or as you referred to it, 70. See, things are going on today, mate. Your cushion's
Yes.
fallen down.
I've got poltergeist.
Yes. No, my 70s porn star moustache is gone, and I do not miss it at all. I'm glad that has gone. That was the end of a few weeks of needing that for various jobs. But yes, I am freshly shaven, and also I'm wearing spectacles. I've joined you in the Four Eyes department, but it's not going to last much longer. In fact, I'm about to take them off because I don't actually need glasses. I had laser surgery years and years ago, but I bought a few pairs of blue light glasses. Number one, because I've got a couple of roles that I'm doing that I wanted to sort of try them out on. But number two, because I thought I'd see how it affects sort of screen work and see if it makes a difference. But all I can see is reflections on them. It's really annoying. So they got. Sorry, mate. That's it.
I have to say they do work, mate. They do suit you.
Bless
You give it a certain sort of maturity and gravitas. Take them off now. You're back to being the young pillock that I normally notice.
Well, there we go. That's more realistic, isn't it? But yes. Anyway, how are you, mate? How's your week been?
Good, very good. Yeah, I've had a week of. I've got some plays coming up in the summer, so I've basically been tucked into line learning. That's my week. So, how about you?
Yeah, a few odds and sods, little commercial filmy bits, another couple of bits and pieces here and there. But most importantly, I've been preparing and getting excited because, Drew, it's the first guest of season 16!
Yay! And we've got a stonker, absolutely brilliant guest.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
I'm not sure how he'll react to being called a stonker, but we'll tell him that's a good thing.
He'll have an answer.
He certainly will. No, this is a gentleman who we've been trying to get on the pod for a long, long time. But he is. I mean, we've had people on before and said, they are so busy. It's so difficult to find time in their schedule. This man takes the biscuit. I've never known anyone to be as busy or constantly doing things in absolutely a good way.
And across the board in so many different areas of the business. So, yeah, he's going to be great to chat with.
Yeah, and actually, mate, he's here. He's in our waiting room. So we'll let him in. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incredibly talented, the very lovely, the extremely northern, Mr. Ian Archdeacon. And there he is. The wonderful Ian Archdeacon is joining Drewling Samantics this morning. It's not this morning. It's this afternoon now. I've lost all track of everything. It's because I'm a blabbering mess because I'm catching up with a good old mate who I haven't seen for ages and has been bloody difficult to get on the podcast despite us trying for a long, long time.
A long time. It's great to see you, Ian. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Good to see you both. And yes, finally, the day has come.
Finally. We've been building up
Pinned you down to somewhere that we can record and have a natter. I'm sure we'll make it quick because I'm sure you've got to be somewhere else very, very soon. But so you're well? You're keeping well?
Yes, very busy as always.
Good. Well, with that in mind, how busy you are. No, seriously. For all our lovely listeners, watchers, subscribers, Ian is a subscriber. If you're not, do like Ian. Be like Ian. Subscribe. But Ian, tell us all about yourself. A little introduction, because we've had the pleasure of working with you. We know not a lot about you, but fill us in, my friend.
Yes, so my name is Ian, and I'm born and bred in Doncaster, so I'm from the north.
Ooh.
We may have alluded to that in our intro.
Yes, very, very proud Yorkshireman. And yep, I am an actor. I haven't always been an actor. I've had a very unconventional route to get to that point. That's my sole job, and that's how I earn a living.
Yeah.
I
You
love
are
that you say
one of
I earn a
us.
living. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we love to hear.
Yeah. So obviously you've started it there, but let's go into a bit of depth. An unconventional route into the world of performance. Now, as you guys both know, and as I previously mentioned, I started out not in the industry and sort of fell into it, whereas Drew was very much, I'm going to be an actor from day one, and that's what he's done. Give us your sort of backstory Ian, and how you got to where you are now, mate.
I remembered actually trying to get into drama school when I was a teenager. It was a bit of a last minute call though, and I just used to get far too nervous. I used to try too hard. Like I did amateur theatre, and I just took it really, really seriously. And I've since learned that was the absolute wrong thing to do. And I then just drifted into office work, other sort of, day-to-day jobs, until I did a play with a company called Red Ladder Theatre back in 2008. I was one of the what we call community casts for a show at the then called West Yorkshire Playhouse, now the Leeds Playhouse, and working with professional actors as well as people, in real life, like myself at the time. It just really got me hooked. It made me realize, well, if I could do a show here, then I can do this. And I was getting a bit fed up of amateur stuff, people not really giving the same kind of commitment as I wanted to. And I asked the other actors how to get into the industry. They told me about things like casting websites, and I did some training workshops with Red Ladder. And they pointed me in the direction of a place in Spain. And so having been made redundant then from an office job, I decided I'll go and have my first trip abroad in the summer of 2009 and spend a few months in the heart of the Catalan mountains. Wow. Learning about a guy called Jacques Lecoq and all sorts of clowning and acting techniques there. And well, after that, I just sort of grafted away, doing all sorts of little bits of acting work to get myself a CV and get on the ladder. And then now I give up with any sort of day jobs, and I just act in anything at all for anyone who love me.
I love the fact that you went, I'm going to do it, and it's nice that sometimes you need that push, don't you? Like, I've been made redundant. I may as well do it. And clearly there was no sort of like, well, I must find another office job. I'm going to do this. So, but to take yourself off to Spain, and that is a commitment in itself, isn't it? It's not like, I'll go down to Bristol and go to drama school or Manchester or wherever. It's Spain. You left the country.
I've never been abroad before in my life at the time as well, so it was a bit of baptism of fire, to say the least.
Yeah. So you didn't even ease in by having a holiday. You went straight over to wow.
Yeah, I've never done things the easy way.
Well, we know that from where we three of us have worked together, doing the interactive dinner theatre, and I know that they, as a company, they book us and send us everywhere. But you seem to be sent hither and thither, and I don't know. You don't drive, do you, Ian?
No, I don't drive.
No, because I know how many miles you must travel on trains a year, not just for that job, but I mean, I've done jobs that have been miles away from me, and I'm down south, and you're up there in Donny, and suddenly 400 miles later you're down in Dorset or Devon. It's like bloody hell, man.
Yeah.
Lugging a props case sometimes as well.
Oh God, some of the places they've sent me with those prop cases. Yeah. I actually once had was going down a country road somewhere in Oxfordshire, as the venue was about probably half an hour walk from the actual train station Jill had booked to, and I had to suddenly find, how am I going to get there? And just walk down this country road somewhere, and obviously someone actually took pity on me and just stopped and asked if I wanted a lift anywhere.
Oh, I remember that lady dropping you off. It was a lady. She dropped you off at the venue. Yeah. I remember that. You got out of the car and I thought, who's that? Picked you up, Wayford Stray.
Amazing.
Oh, bless you.
But yes, so obviously we've done work together as pairs, or the three of us have done a couple of shows as well. But the immersive theatre, or the dinner theatre, is merely a small part of what you do, because you said earlier, obviously jovially, like, do whatever for whoever will have you. But you do have a massively impressive variety of jobs that you do within the industry. Give us an impression. For example, this year alone, give us some of the variety or some of the like different things you've been involved in.
Yeah, so this week alone, I've been doing like role play work, do a lot of that kind of thing, training scenarios for anyone from GPs to benefit claiming, sort of training for the call handlers who deal with benefit claims, training for, I'd worked with training scenarios for Royal College of Psychiatrists. I've done role play for optometrists, for GPs, all sorts of things like that. I've done the police in the past as well. But I also regularly do murder mysteries. I do viral videos, which are basically improvised arguments that get put on social media, and they're good fun to do. I do dinosaur shows, including.
Whoa, hang on, dinosaur show. Come on, we need more on this.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a few different roles to do with that. So there's a company I work for who they've got big dinosaurs who go wandering around. And of course, they do have a proper full-on theatre show, which I've done with them. Most of the time these days, we go to places like town centres, and we will just cause chaos. There'll be the full-time operators who work in the suits as the actual dinosaurs, and I will either be one of the rangers who basically is their eyes and make sure they don't get their tails pulled around and knock them off balance, and sometimes do ranger training with the kids to sort of get them worked up a bit. Sometimes I have the baby dinosaurs, so I can operate do some hand puppetry skills with that. And there's also a remote control dinosaur. I'm giving away industry secrets here, but there's a dinosaur called Corey, who is a remote control talking dinosaur. And I'm generally the go-to guy for him. I'm the voice of Corey as well.
Wow.
That's brilliant. What is he?
He is now I'll give you the voice as well now. So
here we go.
I managed to do something that was quite gentle, as my normal voice is quite deep, as you may have noticed. Whereas Cum is something gentle, friendly, and so he talks like this. Yes, he is a Corysaurus, very special dinosaur. He's very full of himself. And he loves to get everyone to do roaring competitions because he's very ferocious, as I'm sure you've gathered. I'll give you an example. You might want to brace yourself, listeners. All right, 1, 2, 3. Roar! For some reason, everyone always laughs when I do that.
Amazing. Do you know it's funny? I think we had the lovely Kim on not long ago, who is a puppeteer, and I think she's worked with either Dinosaurs Live or something similar. And actually, we also had a good friend of mine, Tom, who did a long time was working on Warhorse, but he's also been on production for Dinosaurs Live. So I think there's probably crossovers there, as there always are in this industry. But to hear that side of things, rather than
live,
to hear a live dinosaur joining us on Drewling Samantics is fabulous. But it's such a unique industry, isn't it? That you can go from one moment doing something relatively serious, whether that's training the emergency services or lawyers or what have you, into doing a very serious job. So as much as role play, it's got the word play in it, it's actually quite a serious kind of element of what we do. We've all done a bit of it. You do far more than we do. But to go from that to then being, in the nicest way possible, quite a camp dinosaur, is, no 2 days are ever the same, I imagine, for you.
No, and that's one of the things I love about the industry, to be honest. I know you get that question a lot. I'm sure you guys get it, where someone outside the industry will say, "Oh, you're an actor. So what kind of acting do you do?"
Yeah,
And it's like, well, yeah, there's so much out there. It's like you can't really pigeonhole it. I mean, there's so many things that I do that when I first tried to get into the industry, I had no idea existed. So, you know, if you want to make a living out of it, my feeling is that unless you're one of the very lucky people who are able to go, straight onto the West End, straight into these sort of, TV dramas and films and things, which is such a tiny percentage of people. If you want to make a living out of this and do this as a job, then you've got to be versatile. You've got to be willing to say yes to opportunities that come up and go for it.
And I think so many, lots of things now have opened up for actors. They say, oh, well, I mean, role play years ago used to be, and some of those jobs within the corporate world, they would just use their people. But they've now gone, well, let's get some actors in. They can do it better than we can do it. And dare I say, probably cheaper than they would do it as well, because they don't pay us terribly well. Some of it's good. But, I mean, so all that stuff has opened up. And so those opportunities for actors to, as you say, as I always call it, pay the rent jobs, they are there out there. But do you find that that actually feeds in as well? Because you get to practice and put yourself in so many different characters and so many situations that it feeds into other work.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I call them my ticking over jobs, and I think they're just so useful because I remember in my early days of starting out, you have these massive gaps between, getting auditions and things like that, and you do feel rusty. It's like a muscle, isn't it, really? And if you're not training that muscle, it isn't being used properly. It won't work properly. So I definitely feel much better prepared now whenever anything does come up, that I'm a working actor, and I am keeping busy and flexing those muscles. And there's certain characters that you sort of feel like, oh yeah, I've been like that before, I know I can do that. And it's certainly very good for the improv skills as well. I mean, things like the dinner theatre and role play, like they're not dinner theatre might be a bit more scripted, but you'll always have moments where a guest will throw something at you. And the role play
sometimes literally throw something at you.
Yes. And like role play, that's not scripted. Murder Mysteries, the first company I worked with, they have entirely improvised murder mystery nights. No scripted at all, apart from a backstory that has happened before. So that's a wonderful skill to have as an actor, if you can just be in character for a whole performance, however long it lasts. So that means that anything does happen on a scripted show that goes wrong, you just know, well, I'm used to improving and making things up, so I can just do that and roll with it.
Get back
so
to
apart
where we
from
need to be.
ticking, sorry, Sam.
That's right.
No, so apart from the ticking over stuff, you've done a bit of touring as well recently, haven't you?
Last year I toured with a really good Shakespeare company called Oddstocks and did A Midsummer Night's Dream. That was fabulous, really, really good fun. I've done touring in Germany as well for a company called White Horse Theatre, and did a variety of shows over there. Did one 9-month tour, one 11-month tour for them.
Wow.
I've done the Horrible History stage tour as well, which was good fun. I've done the Inspector Morse play, House of Ghosts, many, many moons ago. I've done a lot of traveling as well. So I do, you mentioned about the train stations earlier, I do kind of almost have this little side quest in my head thinking, I bet by the time I finish in this industry, well, I've been to every train station in England.
Yeah, it's not far off, mate. I mean, you go back to Oddstocks, because they're a company that I've never worked for, but I know lots of people such as yourself. I mean, they're amazing because you start literally, you do everything, don't you? You create the whole show pretty much from the ground up.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't realise when I got the job that you would literally be building the set from rehearsal. It's not just a case of like with a lot of like TIE tours and panto tours where you're given a set and you might attach a flat or something, but then, off it goes. And this would literally be there, hammers and nails, painting everything in the set from the rehearsal period to start with. And then, you get there on a day, you've got to build that set again, you do the show, you take it back down again, off you go on the road. The next day you'll be somewhere else. So, it's a lot of work, but it's good fun. It's really good fun. Yeah.
So have you now doing so much and such a diverse set of skills? Have you created lots of contacts now where you have go-to people that you reach out to, or does it tend to be, because I know you obviously got agent representation as well, how do you tend to get your work and keep it coming in?
Well, one of the good things is that, exactly that. I've built those contacts up. So with some of the role play companies, they just message me and check, my availability. If ever things get quiet, I will be giving them a nudge. And if I ever have to say no to a day, I'll always be saying, I can't on that day, but I would like to do, I am free on all these ones. And, just keep, badgering them until I get work. I've got to, keep that roof over my head somehow.
Exactly.
But sometimes, because I've worked with a lot of people, like your good selves over the years, then you might sometimes get a message from someone saying, oh, by the way, are you free to do this? And I know last year I got a message from a guy I did a short film with years ago who said there was, there's a gig I can't do for this company called Wild Rumpus. There's a show based on the Grand Budapest Hotel where it's an immersive experience.
Wow.
People are going to watch the film in the outside a viaduct in Bradford on this massive screen, and they just need people to dress up as characters from the Grand Budapest Hotel and wander around through and interact with people for a few hours. Are you up for it? Yeah, sure.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
it takes a lot.
That can happen as well.
It takes a lot of guts to actually plump for stuff sometimes. I mean, okay, sometimes we're skint and we do it, but also, I admire your bravery, because I don't think there's anything that I think you would turn down, apart from life risking thing. But is there anything you think yourself, I haven't done, I really want to do to stretch yourself even further? Is there something you think, I'd like to have a go at that?
Yeah, I'd love to do more puppetry. I remember you had a previous episode with a puppeteer, and I found that very, very interesting. So I've done hand puppetry with the dinosaurs, but I'd love to have a go at different kinds of puppetry. And I remember going to a puppetry museum in my travels in Germany when I worked with White Horse, and I really found that fascinating. I would like to do more film and TV stuff as well, as I've not done as much of that. I've done a lot of short films that no one will have ever seen, but a few features that no one will have ever seen. But nothing major. So you watch a good drama on TV, I'd love to cast in one of them one day.
Have a crack at that. Yeah.
But I think that's the nature of it. I think if it comes to a point where you're sort of like, well, I've done everything, then why are you doing it? You should always have that want for more. And that kind of drive to keep looking, and there's always something. Doesn't mean it's better, but there's always some progression, and you can go, well, I've done that, I want to do more of this, and I want to do something different in this realm, and just want to keep pushing yourself and keep testing yourself, I guess.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You've never completed it, of this business. There's always something else to do. There's always new challenges, and you're always learning. There's so many wonderfully talented people out there in this industry as well, that there's always people to learn from, always new skills. And you get different approaches as well from different directors and things. You'll get some people who want to work in certain ways, and I've certainly worked with a lot of varieties of techniques that people throw at you in that regard as well. So there's always stuff to learn.
Speaking of working with people, and this is a slight tangent, but I know that you are part of a co-op agency, and it's not something actually I think, Drew, we've talked about much. We've
mentioned it, but we haven't. I don't think we've actually asked anyone the nuts and bolts of cooperatives.
No, absolutely. So if you wouldn't mind, Ian, explain what a co-op is, and then we can sort of go from there, because I'm sure the listeners and watchers will be fascinated, because it's a very interesting way of doing a very important and necessary job in our industry.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been a game changer for me. I used to always, work hard and get myself work, but it was always work to a certain level in the industry, whereas since I've joined the co-op agency, I've been getting seen for a lot more auditions, and therefore law of averages start to get some, bigger and better jobs as well, like the Horrible Histories Tour and things like that. And I never used to even get seen for things like that. So what they would be for anyone who doesn't know, they for a lot of actors, you traditionally you go to get work from an agent, and they will be, occasionally you might get a message from them saying, "Are you available for this?" And other times you might not hear from them forever, and you'll be badgering them, "Where's the work? Where's the work?" Whereas how a co-op works is it's not run by a particular agent. It is only run by the actors that are in the agency. So we have, I think, somewhere between about 18 to 20 actors on the books. And on a rota basis, we will take it in turns to be the agent. So technically, as well as saying I'm an actor, I probably should say I'm an agent as well.
Yeah.
And I will take my turn, as will everyone else, on running the office as on a sort of rota basis. And it's really taught me a lot because you get to see what casting directors are looking for when they're sort of putting out jobs, and you wouldn't normally see a lot of that if you were just relying on a normal agent. And there's also an extra bonus in the fact that, because it's run by all the actors, we get the, what we're looking for from a client point of view. So there are certain things that I don't want to be sub for. For instance, like a musical, because I'm not really. I can sing, but I'm not a dancer. Three left feet, one strip, the other two up. So I can say to an agent like that, look, please don't sub me for anything like that. It'll be just humiliating experience for everyone involved. And I know it's not going to go against me. You can have these things that you can sort of tailor make your career, if you like, and you can have that level of control. And without the fear of it going against you, without thinking, oh, if I don't go to this audition, will my agent ever book me again? So there's a level of support there and expertise, because obviously the actors who are in the agency have done all sorts of different things, and we've got people who've done well in commercials, we've got people who've done film and TV, we've got people who've done all sorts of theatre and everything in between. And there's a level of contacts there. Sometimes someone there might, I think last week, one of them said, "Oh, I've got a friend who's looking for actors for a play reading in Manchester. Is anyone up for it?" And yeah, sure, did it. And and also, if you want to ask a question about something you don't know, you say, "Oh, this has come up. I don't really know what to do about this," or "Anyone got tips on how to do this self-tape?" You've got supportive people of advice there. So I've learned a lot, and it's really made a difference to me.
It must really help confidence-wise, because you're knowing, not necessarily what the job you're going for yourself, but you're knowing where you're sending, but you get to know casting directors. That gives you that level of confidence that the rest of us, we get sent to a job, oh, I don't know this casting director, or I don't know how they approach things. You kind of have that, which is, I know co-ops were people never knew quite how to deal with them, and now casting directors and the business go, yeah, co-op agency, why not? They're great, they're good. And as you say, they were not looked down upon, but not. I don't think people understood how seriously the people that were in co-ops were. They made a choice to be in a co-op, and I think that must give you an enormous amount of confidence walking into a casting or ringing and talking to a casting director. You get on that I think is so helpful that you may not get from an ordinary agent.
Yeah, it really is. And you'll always get sent the original breakdown of the job as well. And so sometimes there's a really important little nugget there that'll just give you a clue about what kind of character they're really wanting, from something. And there's certain casting directors who see us quite a lot, who we seem to have built relationships with. So that's obviously is a good thing as well. And I don't think co-ops or we're not like a big hitter agency, like one who's gonna suddenly get me like the leading role in the next Hollywood blockbuster. But we've got people who've been in Hollywood films in smaller roles. So there's all kinds of opportunities are there for you, and we do get taken seriously now, and I think rightly so.
Does it have a sort of family feel? Because it's almost like it's not just one person looking out for you, and that's not a negative on standard setup for agents. An agent will be looking out for you, because if they're not, then they're not getting their commission from it. So, but having multiple people almost sort of having your back, I guess you get that family, that kind of group backup almost.
Yeah, the one I'm a member of definitely feels like that. Yeah, there's in fact I really like, we've got like a WhatsApp group where whoever's running the office, say if someone gets a self-tape, it'll go in there. And so even if it's not for you, you can see, when someone else has got an audition or a job or anything like that, and it just really makes you feel like it's possible, because it's not just nice to get things for yourself. It's nice to see that people are getting work. And I think with other agents, you wouldn't necessarily know how well everyone else is doing.
No.
And so it means if you are having a quiet period, you haven't got that paranoia of thinking, oh, it's the agent, they're not doing anything. You can see, yes, they are doing things, and we get sent a breakdown every week about what we're at least being put up for. And there's that level of transparency that I really like. And with the family feel, there's just that extra level of, like everyone's really pleased for you when you get something as well. It's really nice.
For anyone that's listening now and thinking that sounds something I'd like to be involved in, how do co-ops, or how did you do you actively look for people? Do you encourage actors to contact you? I know, like all agencies, you've got to have different types, and if you've got two of one, you're not going to get another one in. But how would someone look to maybe join a co-op?
So I recommend, just searching online as far as different ones. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop the one I'm a member of.
Absolutely, if you want to.
Yeah.
They're called Circuit Personal Management. Technically based from Manchester. We do have an office there, but we tend to run the office from home, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which makes life easier. Basically, we've got a website, and I'm sure that most agencies would be the same for this, in that, our books are technically always open, and we do have a representation page on that website, and people can apply. But I got lucky, really, because during the period of the unwelcome guest, I got dumped by my then agent because there was nothing going around. Never really used to get me anything anyway. And then I saw a call out actually from an actor I'd worked with on a TIE show years ago, who was a member of this co-op agency, saying that their books were open, they were looking for people. And as I knew her and trusted her, knew she gets work, I thought, oh, I'll apply. And turned out she was the representation coordinator.
That's handy.
I sort of then had a sort of Zoom interview, and everything's sort of gone from there. But yeah, basically we've got that representation page. There's an email address people can contact there, and we would look through your profile, and if we thought that you were worth an interview, then we'd have a Zoom interview and see about taking you on. But it's good what you mentioned there about not taking people on who are all the same, because I think that is one of the good things about being a smaller agency as well, because like I say, we've only got about 18, 20 people. There is no one who's like me on our books, so it means that when there is something that's right for me, I know I'm going to get submitted for it. Whereas I think some of the ones I've been a member of before, they'd be like, say, 10 guys in their 30s or whatever, or 6-foot males and whatever. And whenever any job comes forward, you could just tell they just either sub their favourites or they just sub everyone. And whereas with us, we can go, right, this job is right for this person, so we're going to sub them, and you write a little detailed submission to the casting director about why. And I've noticed that really makes a difference. And casting director's point of view, if the agency can't be bothered to tell you why this actor over another, then why should they? So
It's true. I know from when Verona and I cast the Christmas show at Christmas, we'll get over 1,000 applications, and you go through and you'll see an agent that will crop up, A&A agency, and you'll see a face and you go, oh, that, and then you'll see another face and you go, okay. And then you just actually, I'll have a little scroll through and there'll be 30 submissions from that agent. Then so you go, okay, so we know they've got a lot of people on their books and they're blanket bombing. They're just sending everybody up. And and by that, you actually take them a little bit less seriously, which is a shame, because sometimes we'll just go, oh God, it's from that agent again. Do we have a look? Don't we? Well, we'd be stupid not to. But then you just look at the photograph; they're the same as all the others. I don't do it so much because being an actor, I think I will read the submissions. I will, but sometimes you go, John Smith, Daisy Jones, they can dance, they can sing, but they would love to do. Well, we'd all love to do the bloody job. Otherwise, that's just ridiculous. As soon as I hear an agent go, they would love to join you. You go, yeah, bollocks to that. Can they? And it's only there. Sometimes you go, yeah, great. This agent has sent the right person, but so many agencies blanket bomb, and you get it must annoy other casting directors and or casting directors or directors whoever, and you think, be specific. It's like, tell us why. If I get a breakdown, Ian Archdeacon does this, blah, 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 and you go, okay, that goes in the let's see that person. Let's line up a Zoom or whatever. But it's so frustrating. Now I think to myself, actually, those actors aren't being represented correctly. That's the sad thing. It's not making my job harder. It's making it slightly. But I always think I must read that because I'm an actor first and foremost. And I thought I would hate to think that my photograph and my submission has been over there somewhere. So it is the bonus of being with a small agency of 20 odd people, but there are those agents of 120 more than that. And you think, Jesus, you cannot be properly represented. You can't be. It's scary in a way.
Yeah. I think it's exactly what used to happen to me with the other agents I used to have. Yeah. So this has been the game-changing moment for me, I suppose, a few years ago since joining these guys. So I'm very grateful.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Ian, mate, it's been such a pleasure catching up. I mean, we could talk for hours. We've got many stories from previous shows and stuff, but we'll have to save them for another time because I do know you've got to run off. But we have a couple of minutes left, and as an avid watcher of Drewling Samantics, you know what I'm going to say next. We always love to finish our guest episodes with a real brief anecdote or story, something from your career that makes you smile or will shock people. Have you got a little one that you can throw our way just to finish off?
You know what? I actually have just been prompted to one by you, Drew, there mentioning the Christmas shows. So as I guess I'm getting a little bit older, I have now the last Christmas just gone, I did my first job as a Santa.
Amazing.
And so I had one day where I was there in the grotto, and you get your little knock from the elf. I'm there sitting with my nice list, all there, and suddenly this elf comes in with a little box in their hand and says, I've got a big ask. And so I take this box and I open up and find it's a jewellery box. There's a ring in it. And I just like, what, really? And they're like, yeah, think of something, shut the door, off we go. And so basically, I was there being asked as a Santa to basically assist someone's wedding proposal.
Wow.
And yeah, sure enough, they come in with the grandmother, the couple, and two children. And so I think, what on earth am I going to do with this? And fortunately, no, I decided, well, I'll deal with the kids first and talk to them. And we were very, very happy they were as well. And just then managed to do a little segue into, and there's someone else who I believe is in for a very special surprise as well. And I'd sort of hidden the box in the little nice list book that they'd given me. And the guy took the hint. And he suddenly I could see the lady that was about to be proposed to looking very confused. So I was looking at him when I said someone's in for a nice surprise. I was like, what? Wait, what's this going to be? But then the guy just takes the box and gets down on one knee. And I thought he would at least have had some sort of speech, but no, just mumbled the words, "Will you marry me?" And thankfully she said yes. But the thing that really got me was that while that was going on, and you got the woman saying, "What's going on? What's going on?" The kids were the most excited people in the room. They were going, they were like, what is this happening? What? No way. And then one just little pipes up going, I thought this was going to be next year.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. Way to ruin the romance there, kid. But there we go.
A memorable Christmas.
I love that.
And another job.
Yeah.
Ian, as said, mate, it's been absolutely wonderful chatting. I'm sure our paths will cross in the near future. Hopefully the three of us will do another gig together soon. But
I hope so.
Aside from that, all the best with everything you've got coming up. Thank you again so much for joining us today, mate.
Thank you. Lovely to catch up, guys, and good luck with everything that you're going to have on.
Drew's side's falling off. It's time for us to go. Cheers, Ian. Thank you, mate. We'll see you again soon.
Take care, buddy.
Cheers. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Well worth the wait, I would say, Sam, wouldn't you? Well worth the wait.
Of course, yes.
I mean, I mean, we did say he does a lot, but just reeling off that list of things that he'd done and things that he wants to, it's like great. But amongst all that as well, apart, I mean, we know he's a lovely guy because we work with him, but and a very talented guy. But also, there's a good level-headedness there. Do you know what I mean? A nice professional level-headedness that refreshing. I love chatting to him. We'll get him on again.
I've always had amazing fun working with Ian, but outside of working together, he's a great guy to chat to, very knowledgeable. He's worked his way through, as he explained, he's gone through lots of different sort of levels and done lots of things. But his knowledge is fabulous as well, which he's always willing to share. And also I find it fascinating hearing about co-op, because it's something that I think perhaps when I first started in the industry, people would almost kind of suggest avoiding, or it wasn't looked on as positively as it is now. I think they've developed into something much better now. Yeah,
they were always considered sort of second best, and I think now, as Ian has proved, I mean, he's living proof of it. He gets such good work, and they keep people busy. That there's a whole attitude change. We know, and also because so many people are making their own work.
Yeah,
that to be with a co-op that make their own work is it seems a very sensible way of handling your career.
Yeah, definitely, and it's to hear the positivity that he speaks of it. It just goes to show that perhaps those older preconceptions are very much a thing of the past in the majority.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, a really, really informative but really entertaining chat, and a lovely little fun story to finish off with as well.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Any sort of way.
yeah. I didn't know what he was going to say, and I wasn't expecting that, which was brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
Fabulous. So I think a rather good way to kick off the guest episodes for season.
Excellent way. Excellent.
And there are plenty more of them to come as well. Some very exciting people, some wonderfully talented people coming up. But next week, we are just us.
It's just us, mate.
I mean,
us.
We're equally very talented in our own ways.
We are valid in our own way.
Yeah.
We know some shit,
Yeah. I'm not sure you know much about keeping your sign stuck.
Hanging my sign, yes.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
But
I'm out of practice, that's what it is.
Anyone that's listening rather than watching, that will mean not a lot, and it doesn't need to mean a lot. Don't worry about it.
I don't care.
No. But
it'll be right for next week.
Yes. So I'll let you crack on and sort that, shall I, mate? And
yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope it's nice and busy, but not stressful. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed hearing what Ian had to say. We certainly did. We'll be back next week with just the pair of us, but we'll have some more guest episodes to come later in the season as well.
Certainly will.
Right.
Yeah.
Until then, have a good one.
See you Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thanks again for watching this episode of Drewling Samantics.
Please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video.
Don't forget, we're also available as audio only. Just search Drewling Samantics in any good podcast app. And please support us on social media. All our links and handles are on screen now.
We love welcoming new followers and subscribers, so why not share with your family and friends so they can join in too? Thanks very much. See you next time.